Most banks will never tell you what's quietly killing your credit score, but I will. Did you know most people are destroying their credit score without realizing it? What's the one mistake that could cost you more money than anything else you've done this year? And why are over 40 million Americans locked out of the financial system completely? In this video, I'm breaking down the 7 credit mistakes silently destroying your financial future. Make sure you stick through to mistake number 6 because that one alone could cost you more money than any other mistake on this list. Let's get into it. Number 1. Letting your card sit unused for too long. This is a mistake I see people make with their oldest cards. This is the ones they've had for years but stopped using because they got a better card. They figure, I'm not using it, so it can't hurt me. But that's not how it works. 2 things happen when you leave a card completely inactive. First, the card issuer may close the account due to inactivity. If that account gets closed, your average credit age drops, which accounts for 15% of your FICO score. That can cost you real points. Second, showing zero utilization on a card consistently signals to lenders that the credit isn't being managed. It's not catastrophic, but it's not helping you either. A friend of mine had a card he'd opened years ago to get a furniture discount. He never used it again, forgot it existed, and one day noticed his credit score had dropped about 15 points. The issuer had closed the account due to inactivity, and it happened to be his oldest card. Years of credit history all went down the drain. What could he have done differently? The easiest solution was to pick one small, predictable expense he already had. It would have been a streaming service, phone plan, or cloud storage subscription, and routed it to that dormant card. Set the card to auto-pay the full balance. After that, you'll never have to think about it. The account stays active, keeps aging, and contributes positively to his score without adding any behavioral complexity to his finances. Unfortunately, my friend couldn't do that because he didn't know, but you do. Which brings us to the next mistake that hits even people who think they're doing everything right. Number 2, running your cards too close to the limit. Here's something that trips up even business owners who are responsible with their credit. You pay your balance in full every month. You never miss a payment, but your credit score is still lower than it should be. Sound familiar? The culprit is almost always credit utilization. This is how much of your available credit limit you're actually using. As of February 2026, the average American is using 36.1% of their available credit. That's already past the 30% threshold that starts hurting your FICO score. Say you have one credit card with a $6,000 limit, and you put your rent, groceries, and subscriptions on it for 1 month. It adds up to $4,800, and that's 80% utilization. Even if you pay it in full on the due date and you have no late payments in your history, your score that month will take a hit purely from the snapshot. Do you know why? Your card reports your balance to the credit bureaus on the statement closing date. That's your payment due date. Those are 2 different dates. So even if you pay in full on the due date, the bureaus may have already seen a high balance. What I'd recommend is that you try to keep your utilization under 10% at all times. Yes, I know life can happen, but always try your best. Know your statement closing date and pay down your balance before that date, not just before the due date. That one shift alone can move your score significantly within a single billing cycle. Now, our next mistake is where people lose points even when they think they're doing everything right. Number 3, falling into the minimum payment trap. A lot of individuals ignore this, and it's costing them thousands of dollars. Credit card companies are legally required to show you on your statement how long it will take to pay off your balance if you only make minimum payments. But that number is terrifying. On a $5,000 balance at a 20% APR, making only minimum payments, it will take you over 17 years to pay it off, and you'll pay more than $6,000 in interest alone. You borrowed $5,000 and you'll end up paying back over $11,000. That is not a credit card, it's a financial anchor around your neck. And this is happening at scale right now. As of early 2026, credit card delinquency rates are climbing across the board, with 90-day delinquency rates hitting 20% in lower income areas. That means 1 in 5 people in those communities is seriously behind. The minimum payment trap is a big reason why. The fix is straightforward. Always pay the full statement balance. If you genuinely can't do that right now, pay as much above the minimum as you possibly can and stop adding new charges to that card until it's cleared. Don't let the card company set your payment schedule. You set it. Meanwhile, if this is already hitting close to home, drop a like and hit the subscribe button. And if you want the full roadmap, I put everything together in a book called From Broke to Bankable. This link is in the description. This brings us to the mistake most business owners make, which accidentally hurts their score long term without them realizing it. Number 4, using your credit card for cash advances. This might be the fastest way to fall into expensive debt, and most people don't see it coming. Treat the cash advance feature like the emergency brake on a car. It exists, you're glad it's there, and you genuinely hope you never need it. Here's why cash advances are so dangerous. First, most credit cards charge a cash advance fee of 3% to 5% of the amount you withdraw right off the top. Second, the interest rate on cash advances is typically higher than your regular purchase APR, often 25% or more. Third, this is the part that really stings. There is no grace period. Interest starts accruing the moment you take the cash out, not at the end of the billing cycle, immediately. If you take out a $400 cash advance, you'll owe more than $400 before you even walk back to your car. More reasons your credit card is not an ATM. Use it for purchases, pay it off in full, and leave the cash advance feature alone entirely. How about if I tell you a mistake you've been making that has been dragging your score down, no matter how hard you try? Number 5, carrying a balance instead of paying in full. I'll keep this one short, and I know it sounds basic, but you'd be shocked at how many people are doing this every single month without fully understanding what it's costing them. Here's how it starts. You get your credit card statement. You see the full balance, let's say $1,200, and then right below it, you see the minimum payment of $70, and you think, I'll just pay the minimum this month and catch up next month. Then next month comes, and the same thing happens. Before you know it, you're already carrying a balance month after month, and the interest is compounding. Credit card interest rates in 2026 are averaging over 20% APR. If you put $5,000 in a savings account today, a 4% return would feel decent. A 10% return would feel exceptional. But 20%? That's the kind of number hedge fund managers chase for years and rarely hit consistently. Yet credit card companies collect it automatically every month from people who just forgot to pay their balance. Here's what I do instead, and what you should do too. Treat your credit card like a debit card. Before I swipe, I ask one question. Is this money already sitting in my checking account? If yes, I use the card and earn the rewards. If not, I don't spend it. Also, set up autopay for the full statement balance, not the minimum. That way, even if life gets busy, the bill gets paid. This next mistake is the one I promised at the beginning of this video would cost you a lot of money. Number 6, picking the wrong credit card for your needs. Most people don't choose their credit cards. They just accept whatever they're given. Either their bank offered them one when they opened a checking account, or it was a pre-approval mailer that showed up at just the right moment. None of those are bad people making bad decisions. They're just not strategic starting points. Here's the reality. If you spend $2,000 a month on your credit card and your card earns nothing, you're leaving serious money on the table every single year. A well-chosen cashback card could be returning you $400, $500, or even $600 annually on that same spending. In fact, a travel reward card optimized for your habits could be covering flights, spa sessions, and other upgrades completely for free. Hence, you need to be intentional. Look at where you actually spend your money and find a card that rewards you most for those specific categories. Match the card to your life, not the other way around. That's how you turn your everyday spending into real financial value. And finally, this is the mistake that ties everything together and can undo all your progress if you ignore it. Number 7, opening too many credit accounts in a short period. I get it. Once you discover the world of credit rewards and sign-up bonuses, it's tempting to go all in and open 5 cards at once to grab every bonus available. I've seen people try this and it almost always backfires. Every time you apply for a new credit card, the issuer pulls a hard inquiry on your credit report. Each hard inquiry can knock 5 to 10 points off your score. Open 4 or 5 cards in a short window, and you could be down 30 to 50 points before you've even used a single one of them. And those inquiries stay on your report for 2 years. On top of that, opening multiple new accounts rapidly lowers your average account age, signals potential financial stress to lenders, and can actually make you less eligible for the premium products you were trying to qualify for in the first place. What can you do to fix this? First, space out new credit applications by at least 3 to 6 months. Build your score between applications. Let each new account age before you add another one. You must treat your credit card acquisition like a long-term strategy, not a shopping haul. When you do that, your score and your wallet will reflect it. See, every one of the mistakes in this video is fixable. Some of them you can start correcting today. The question is whether you're going to take this information and act on it. If this video gave you clarity, drop a comment below and tell me which mistake you've been making. I'll be reading every single one. Don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe if you haven't already, and if you want to take it a step further, watch this next video where we break down exactly how to increase your credit score fast. I'll see you there. Wait, for more helpful information, don't forget to check the description below.